Hey guys, it's me, the Bexa Boss Lady, and I am here at eBay Open 2018. I just wanted to, while it's fresh in my head, do a video about the Google shopping and how to make sure that your listings are optimized for eBay to send the information to Google to make sure that our listings are showing up on the Google shopping ads. So this session is called Your Search Friendly Listing with Google, and it was with Derek Payne, who's a senior manager for business selling at eBay, Kim Wyke, the internet marketing manager for eBay, Albert Chan, who is a global sales lead at Google, and Mason Mitchell, who is a shopping technical specialist at Google. So there were 2 eBay people and 2 Google people in this session. I took a lot of notes. It was only about a half hour, so this is kind of going to be jumbled a little bit. But make sure if you're watching this, you have a notebook and a pen, because some of the information that I am going to share with you, you're really going to want to write down, so when you go to list on eBay the next time, you can reference this for your listing purposes. So they gave us some really good information about Google SEO and the shopping ads. What I was not aware of is that Amazon. Oops, that's awkward. eBay spends millions of dollars a year to bid on Google shopping ads. So what that means is they are bidding on our behalf as a seller to put our ads and our listings in the Google shopping. So if someone searches for, Nike Hyperdunks 2013, that eBay listings are showing up in the shopping carousel when you search for Nike Hyperdunk 2013. So they are working together to make sure that our listings are showing up, the eBay listings are showing up in that carousel for items that are available for sale. And in order to make sure that our listings are being optimized and going in there properly, we need to make sure that we're doing a few things. First, it was interesting because they said 12% of listings are not acceptable for Google standards. So that means 12% of the listings on eBay that they send to Google to have as the shopping ads get rejected because they have issues with their listing. So it was interesting. Last year, there was a big kerfuffle about whether or not, you needed a white background in your photos. So let's just talk about photos first. The images should be 800 by 800 and no smaller than 500 by 500. So if you aren't sure what your image size is, you can always go to a website like PicMonkey, PICMONKEY, and resize your images or resize them on your computer if necessary. I've never had an issue with taking pictures on my iPhone and sending them into eBay on my listing. I've never had any issues with that. So I think if you're planning on taking pictures with your phone, that's going to be totally fine. They do request and ask that you have a white or transparent background, and if your item is white, they prefer a gray background. And basically, they do want the items to be easily searchable from a Google image standpoint, and then they don't want them standing out like a sore thumb when you have the carousel. However, I will say that when they were doing the demo for this and they had the carousel, the first one was white background, the second was a white background, and then on the phone you can only see 2.5, and the third one definitely had some kind of like brownie orange, like homemade kitchen background. It was for an espresso maker or something. So while I think that having the white and the transparent is very important, I still think if you have a lot of the other characteristics that it will balance out. There's also your original picture should be a single photo of just your image. So I know all of us on Poshmark love those Poshmark flat lays, and I all used to have a plant in the background and have my couch was in the background, my dog was on the floor, but they really want a clean image with just the one item you're selling as the first photo. So if you have anything that is not it's supposed to be sold in a bundle, like you're selling a pair of shoes. If you're going to list them on eBay for Google shopping purposes, they want them just to be those shoes, and not like, you know, a necklace and a dress laying next to it with a succulent on the floor. So that's something to definitely think about. If there's too many items in the photo, they will deny that image. So also, they do not want any promotional text, logos, or watermark images on the photos. It's not to say that you cannot do it. This is saying that Google Shopping and Google searches does not want that on your images. So you can certainly still submit that to eBay. However, if you want your listings to be super optimized for Google search and for Google Shopping and Google ads, you need to have just very clean, clear photos of just the item with a white background and or transparent background, and then just that one image. And no generic or placeholder images. So let's say you are selling, let's say you're like, oh, my mom bought me some Ray Dunn cat bowls to sell on eBay, okay? So maybe you don't necessarily have the cat bowl pictures, but you have a generic picture of a cat bowl. So they don't want you to use those place card images in those listings. If you don't have a listing, I would say a listing photo, I would just say wait. So, and I just want to make something very clear. This, all of these suggestions and all these tips are simply if you are going to be interested in having your stuff showing up on the Google Shopping. So that is Google Shopping, Google SEO. That's what these tips are for. So it's not to say that these items aren't going to show up on eBay or those things, but you need them to have. You need those things on the Google Shopping, Google Advertising, Google Shopping ads. These are the things that you can do to your listings to optimize them. So when people are searching for a Kate Spade dress in the search bar, your item is actually coming up as far as one of those ads. Okay, I took a whole bunch of notes, so let me just flip my page here. Okay, so let's talk about titles. Front loading your titles with the most important attributes of the item is crucial. So the first 70 to 90 characters should be, brand, color, size, and then anything specific about the item that you want. So men's, women's. So it should be brand, gender, color, size. Once all of those things fit into that title, the first 70 to 90 characters, then you can start adding things like petite, maternity, any of those terms, plus size, that people might be looking for. So if it's vintage, you want to put vintage in the beginning. If it's an antique, you want to put it in the beginning. Anything that's very specific to that particular listing, you should put in the first 70 to 90 characters. So a lot of the things that I have seen, it says don't do it. So don't put any special characters, don't put a bunch of capital letters together, so don't put your listings in all caps. Don't put a bunch of punctuation in there if it's not needed. If you do have a brand like JOA or Lamb that have periods in between letters, they said to use that because that is the actual brand name. If the brand is in all caps, then do it in all caps, but that is only if that is truly how the actual brand is identified on the internet and on the search results. As far as colors, making sure you try to find the actual color that is the manufactured color. So let's say you have a dress and it's a Kate Spade dress and the dress is blue. You want to, if it's robin blue, if it's robin egg blue, or cobalt blue, or peacock blue, whatever the color is that Kate Spade has identified that color to be, that is the color that you should be putting in the listing. And then at the end, outside of those 70 to 90 characters, you can put that it's blue, and obviously you can put that in the description. Let's see what else. Use manufacturer colors, maternity petite size. So anything very important about the listing or unique, you should put front loaded in the first 70 to 90 characters of the listing titles. As far as colors, if it's a multicolor item, use one primary color, which is the most, whatever. If it's paisley and it's mostly pink, put pink, and then red is your secondary, and vice versa if it's the other way around. All right, so these are the kind of controversial items that you can do to your listings to have them rank better in the Google shopping ad world, and that's offering free shipping, guaranteed delivery, a return policy, and eBay for charity. Those 4 things are additional bonuses that you can put on your listings or provide as a service to your customers that will help your ranking in the Google shopping. I am not planning on doing any of those, but that is a business decision for me. So if you are able to offer that or do that, your items will show up higher than mine in the shopping. And that's okay, because I am not interested in stressing myself out over 1-day shipping or making sure my post office, gets those packages immediately. I'm not interested in stressing myself out, and I don't think it's completely necessary, but I do think that it is a major benefit to your listings and your eBay store if you are doing these things. One other thing that they did really mention is not to say don't buy if and don't bid on. So let's say you have one of the descriptions in the bottom, you have your description, and then below it you have, your store rules, your bidding rules, and all those kind of things. They said please refrain from using don't bid on if you're not going to pay, or don't bid on if you're a new seller, or don't bid on this, don't buy it if you're not going to pay. Those kind of things can disqualify you from the Google shopping listings and rank you lower for the search results, because they obviously don't want those in there. So basically, our optimized data, which is us as sellers, making sure that our listing and information in those listings is as accurate and complete as possible, plus eBay's investment of millions of dollars to work with Google to make sure that our listings are showing up on the shopping page, equals the higher Google visibility. And that's why they're pushing, the free shipping, the guaranteed delivery, and offering the return policies. My thoughts on all this are simply, you need to do what's right for your business. Some of these things are obvious, easy changes that you can incorporate into your business. There are lots of apps that will change the background to white if you are interested in doing something like that. I just cannot afford on my listings to do free shipping unless it's under £1. I think if there are several changes that eBay makes, then I may consider being able to do that. However, at this point in time, I'm just not quite there yet. So far, eBay Open has been pretty cool. I've been learning a lot. I got to meet all sorts of Instagram friends in real life. That's probably been the best part about this, is everyone coming together at this conference. But I'm learning a lot, and so hopefully, if you're not following me on Instagram this weekend, make sure you do, and I'll try to make sure I keep posting videos like this to share what I'm learning, and if there's anything new that comes up or things I'm going to do in my store that you should be doing as well. I'm definitely going to take a second look at my titles, make sure I have all of my UPC numbers in my listings. UPC numbers are simply the numbers under the barcode on the sales tags, and just watching my listings, because I have a tendency to put the size at the end. For some reason, I think that it's easier to see when you're listing or when you're shopping the size on the end. So that's what I've been doing. But now I'm definitely going to reevaluate my titles and switch it up a little bit. I'd like to say happy birthday to my husband. I'm bummed he's not here with us in Las Vegas, but I know he's probably enjoying his peace and quiet and having a good dinner with our doggies tonight. So I hope you guys have a great day, and take a second look at your titles and your listings. Hopefully they can help you rank higher on the Google shopping search results. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And obviously, if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe or leave me a comment with some videos I can do to help you with your reselling business. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.